as well.
We're going to get you with a sandwich broadcast. Going to send you all over America. Road trip.
Dude, I'll go for it. I'm taking a semester off from college, so...
We'll send the sandwich board over.
Nice. Can it be a whiteboard, not just a chalkboard? That way I can make, you know, prettier images.
No, we don't have the budget.
No?
Sorry.
Oh, alright.
Alright.
Molk's still playing his Thorn, as usual.
Yep, Molk on Thorn, Need and Viz going to be playing the Nomad, and Osk Low on the Alchemist for the team of best players in the Warm. And the Cold team are going to be Loina. That's not how you say it. Like Lana, you meant to say.
Lana? Yes.
Okay, Lana. It's like a chick's name. Musashi and also Visteria. And Visteria are going to be playing the Inhibitor, so we'll have to see this one plans out. This is going to be the last quarterfinals. Winner of this moves on to the semis, and they will play Ooga Booga Booga. Sorry, I just made up their name. They've got a new team name.
It's best players on the Warm team and on the Cold team, DEFCON. So we're going to just see a little bit of a zoning war right now. Molk getting that in-cap off, the immobilize, I should say, and a great pull. That's going to leave Musashi in a bad spot. He has no mobility options. He already used sprint. Other side is down, and Need and Viz is going to punish that because he knows. And oh, good entangling roots right there. OSQ going to be trying to work off of Wisteria, trying to survive, but good extracts by Need and Viz. He is definitely outplaying and not breaking that sleep. He's going to keep that CC up, so Wisteria has almost no meter to build off of. He could have had an ultimate way sooner if he wasn't controlled quite so much. Here he is. He's going to blow his load and going to do a significant amount of damage, but Need and Viz still waiting to use his Boomerang Fury, or as I like to say, Boomerang Bonanza. Here it is. Things could be happening. James, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, there comes the ultimate from Molk and a Alchemist from Oscar throwing out his ultimate, but nothing connected. And Molk is going to have to go on the defensive. And Wisteria, even though he's down to about 50% HP, feels confident enough to try and keep on the pressure. Molk has got picked up now to 50% of his life, and you can now see that the teams are fairly even, apart from Cold team just going slightly down. But Wisteria doing a great job of not letting his team lose momentum, holding the front lines, and we have to see when this Psycho Pump of Loina is going to feel confident enough to go for either a swap engage, but actually going to use that swap defensively to heal up Musashi. And Visteria goes in once again. We've got two ultimates up on the field, one with Visteria on the Cold team, the other with the Alchemist. And there comes Visteria with his ultimate. Oscar actually not dodging the final two hits, and that could be huge. And Musashi needs to live here. Fawn from Molk hits his. There comes a knockback, but he is going to proc that entangle, and Visteria actually will go down as they had to focus on being slightly defensive. Loin was looking to heal Musashi, and Visteria went down because of it. And that was just, you know, even though Os got hit by those a couple of the last hits of that ultimate, he must have played a great defensive game to force Visteria to go down, because, you know, I don't think he was expecting to be in that bad of a situation.
Yeah, you know, right there he used the barrier, and he actually, after the ultimate was over, Clarity potioned himself to get rid of those debuffs so he could heal better, not take that burst damage after, you know, those 3 stacks of M1. If you hit an M2 as an inhibitor after 3 stacks of M1, you do 30 burst damage and a back hit even more. So we're going to have to see what the Cold team is going to change up this time. They played very solid, even though pretty much 2 or 3 ultimates came out at one time from the Warm team. They stayed in, almost made it a sudden death match. And look at this. Definitely a better zoning game right now. Wisteria trying to, you know, find an opener, trying to see if the Warm team is going to make a mistake. Not going to happen. Just going to be knocked back out for now. You know, Rune came up and Lana did get it. Good pull right there. Molk going to go around the corner, fearing that screen.
Here's the pressure they're looking for onto Osk, and they've just controlled Muck to get that pressure. And look at that. What an execution. Musashi took Molk out of the game with a wind strike, followed by a Tornado's Cool. Instantly used haste, joined up with Visteria, went on to Osk. He was pinned against the corner, and the first kill came in. And after that, Molk, you know, even though he got back into the fight, wasn't able to make anything. And that's how strong a Nomad can be, and why people find him so dangerous. Because a Tornado's Cool that will sit on a target and, you know, fully, he still has the mobility after hitting a ranged CC to be dangerous enough to, you know, pop his spacebar ability get in position, and versus an alchemist who has no real movement abilities, of course barrier will increase your movement speed. Was able to lock him down. So great play from the cold team there. Cass going to even it up 1-1.
Yeah, it is going to be 1-1, and as you were mentioning before, Osk did get caught in the corner. That's the worst place for an alchemist. You got to rely on your team to support you, and it just did not come. But right now, again, more of a zoning game. Everybody fears the Nomad. He has a knockback that knocks back more than Herald's knockback and also applies a slow, but good job right there. Molk trying to find something. Gonna get people in the entangling roots, and he's gonna pull everybody towards him. Gonna create some space for Need and Viz and OSQ to move out, but not gonna happen. OSQ playing very, very defensive. I'd see Chip saying moving up, trying to get some deadly or instant injections off, and Wisteria gonna get interrupted halfway through his ultimate. Here we go. Need and Viz using his
sleep. Need and Viz, and yeah, we've got the ultimates coming out once again from the Warm team, but to no real effect. But they have got Musashi really low. But ultimate onto Lana, and a great swap plus a rune shield will keep him up. But now Need and Viz could take advantage of this situation. Viseria probably out of a lot of outs, but instead they're actually just going to control him with Tornado's Cool. Another swap from the Psycho Pomp onto Molk on the Fawn, and it was the kill that came into the Warm team's favor after getting all that pressure. And Need and Viz got it. He's even got ultimate available. It's going to interrupt Viseria's ulti with his Tornado's Cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Musashi just really got punished, and that was a good job by Molk to, after the sprint, kept doing some damage. Other side was used, put him down very low, and I got to give credit to Need and Viz as well. He came in and he's like, okay, you're low. Molk has nothing to chase you with. I'm going to burn my sprint. I'm going to get that last bit of damage off, and he actually killed him with an M1 while he was, or actually a wind strike while he was ultimating. So very good play right there. Following up on low targets, if you can get it, go for it. Don't be over aggressive. He knew the only person back there was Lana. Didn't really have much to harass him with. So good job on the kill right there. Able to bring it 2-1. For team best players on the Warm side, and
team best players on the Warm team, what seems to be a lot different is just positioning between the front line. They aren't letting the Nomad of Musashi get into a position where Oscar took any real damage. I mean, Oscar that last game, he was so defensive after getting rushed down from round 2 that he really just sat back, and he's allowing his two teammates here, Need and Viz on the Nomad, Molk on the Fawn, work the front lines. And here they come. Actually, the Cold team will try and go aggressive. Visteria got the rune shield up, isn't going to proc anything on the Fawn defensive ability. I really should remember names. I friggin' work on the game. And there comes an EX Storm. And Need and Viz actually getting taken down a little bit low on this one. But look at Visteria, has to get other-sided loin. Lana did a great job there and will heal up his team. Good pull in from Molk, but even he himself is going low. And this is such a a more scrappy game. And there comes some pressure. We could see Oscar instantly going to throw up the barrier, but Need and Viz is maybe going to need a little bit of help. Going to dodge that swap, and that was crucial. Didn't do much with the boomerang bonanza, as you call it. And Oscar once again going to go down, and that seems to be the key here for the Cold team. Get past the front line, get past the Nomad, get past the Fawn. They become a lot less effective when the fight gets messy, and of course with a spell lock onto Viseria and also the the kind of movability onto Musashi, they are able to get onto that Alchemist. So they it's really a case now, can the Warm team of best players just not not let them through to their Alchemists?
Right there, I got to give a lot of credit to Lana saving her other side for in case something like that happened. The goo to thorn roots, you pretty much can't go anywhere, and you're taking a ton of damage over time just sitting in those slows and those ultimates. So good job getting the pressure off of, I believe it was Wisteria early on there, and that let them turn around because now they had their ultimates.
Yep.
The Warren team was down.
And we have to account for now what kind of momentum are the Cold team going to carry in. And it does definitely seem that they feel a little bit more confident with Syria going in. Actually got a lot of pressure onto the Nomad. But of course, as we know, Nomad's very good at kiting off the potential damage. Molk doing a great job though. And he's going to go in. Actually, a Tornado Cool used. Need and Viz going really low. And Oscar once again going to be the player that drops, as they once again broke the front lines of this Warm team's defense. So best players are going to drop first map, and the Cold team of DEFCON will pick it up. And a good win for them, but they definitely found their tactic, found their strat. Executing it wasn't always easy, but eventually they got it done. And you can see here, look at the tanked damage overall for the Alchemist. Only 1,100 over all the games. But he was the man that died every single round first that was, made it crucial for the other team to pick up the win. And you can see here, Lana, 1,100 damage tanked as well, but didn't, ever really drop. So definitely great to have that rune shield available. Thorn doesn't offer too much to his other teammates. He offers, in a defensive capability. So we'll have to see. I mean, I'm not convinced about Thorn because once you get past him, you pretty much nullify him. And with the ultimates being like, if you're stood in them, you're going to die, with Alchemist and Thorn's roots. But that's what Lana's great at. Other side, and you mentioned it earlier, Cast, from I think it was like the 3rd or 4th game. Other side completely just nullified 2 full bars of ultimate there. So, unless a really good clarity potion came in to predict that, that was the only way they were going to get a kill. So, what do you think about this Thorn?
Well, Thorn can do a very good job if he hits his pulls, and sometimes you don't see, like, in higher up games, you don't see a lot of Thorns, and a lot of, noobs are like, oh, Thorn's OP, he can do so much damage. It all relies on his pull, though, and at higher tier level, a lot of people are looking for that. They're looking for him to raise his hands, they're looking behind them at all times to see if something's coming their way, and they're dodging it. Because other than that, Thorn doesn't really force a lot of mistakes. He's just more annoying than anything else. Also, with a ton of nomads around, Sprint gets rid of movement speed debuffs, and, he can just knock Thorn back, as well as, the X-Strike and things like that. So, it's a little bit of a delicate balance. Mulk, playing that Thorn, and he plays it very well. But once you miss that pull, and you have high mobility characters like Nomad and Lana who can, just other side and scream, it becomes very hard for him to do a lot of damage and to be as effective as he usually is. Also, he doesn't apply the greatest pressure when, people dodge his stuff. And that leaves OSQ very vulnerable in the back. And if you notice in Soviet Russia, Jackasm and Rex are very aggressive, leaving Chip to do whatever he wants most of the time.
Yep.
So, that way they're not backed in a corner, they're applying good pressure, Chip can then do deadly injections in, M1s, get good meter, and, they wrap things up. Right now we're just not seeing that with the Thorn, and that's why some of his viability is not there.
Yeah, but Mulk definitely has a lot of room to play with here, and he does have the ability to pretty much, mud walk onto any target, so we might see him as a defensive player offer a lot more. So we have to see if this is going to be the case. As Wisteria does going to open up, and there comes the first Tornado's call onto Mulk. Wind Bomb going to miss onto the back of the other team. He's going to Musashi's going to find himself in a tornado, and already pressure and other size used onto Lana. But are they going to follow it up? Need and Viz going to get screamed, going to get swapped, and he's already down to half HP now. So Need and Viz having to go defensive, and really nice Wind Bomb there onto Wisteria, as his ultimate came out slowed and wasn't able to hit anybody. But still, the cold team building pressure, pushing the warm team back into the corner as they do once again. Mulk not able to go offensive with this kind of health. He's going to have to go defensive. There comes the ultimate out. Are they going to be able to keep him up? Os can't do it, but they are both in, and great swap from Lana. That was a brilliant swap. Need and Viz's ultimate was cancelled. But look at this. Os could make something happen here. Wisteria, he's having to use Rune Shield. Need and Viz comes in. Oh my god, and Musashi does a wind strike. Cancels the X-Strike cast onto Need and Viz, and eventually all of the Warm Team players are down, and first round once again goes in favor of DEFCON. So, 2 more to push him into the semi-finals here from the quarters.
Mulk doing more healing than damage that last round. That's not what you like to see in terms of an Alchemist. Because you need people, again, to keep that pressure. And look, that pull comes in. Now they actually have a, pretty decent chance to do some kind of work right here as Wisteria, forced to space. But Musashi just doing a very good job, throwing out those boomerangs, hitting 2 targets at once, X-Strike, giving, Wisteria room to move back. And look at this, ultimate's already coming out, and Boomerang Storm, Worm Team's still back in the corner, and this is not looking pretty. I mean, This is more depressing to watch than those commercials like where they make you guilty into giving money to those poor African states.
Damn them for making us feel guilty. What? Yeah, no, just real heavy pressure. And yeah, like literally ultimates, straight out after the first few moments of the fight. And Wisteria actually hit like a triple stun on his spacebar. So, a pretty sound opener. And it's just no momentum here for the Warm team, and they are constantly getting pushed. But finally they come out. Molk says, we need to change up pace, and he goes aggressive, but by doing so, really hurt right now. But that doesn't necessarily mean bad for this Fawn, as they're able to put Musashi down to about half HP. Need and Viz going to be able to put some more pressure on here. Lana going to be using the ultimate. Molk comes in with Mudwalk, misses. There's a swap onto Need and Viz. Great tornado's cool. And he needs to get heals here. Ox needs to heal Need and Viz. There comes the heals. Molk back into the game. Power up picked up by Lana. Molk going to be silenced. Not sure what he's going to be able to use. And he goes down just after the heal lands. But this could be a cross kill. Need and Viz gets wind bombed. Gonna spacebar that one off. And there comes the ultimate. Musashi running for his life. There comes another boomerang storm. And no trans into effect, but this fight is still on. But they need to make something happen with this ultimate up on the pomp. Probably no quick kill is going to come in. So after the ultimate's gone, I'm not sure what chance they're going to have. There's a good sleep, and Wisteria goes in offensive. Probably not the best time to do so. Gets deadly injectioned. Oh, brilliant X strike, good 30 damage, and they still fight on, but for how long? And this is where it gets dangerous.
Yeah, no, I think it's just only a matter of time, to tell you the truth. But I don't. Now, you seeing that meter on the Warm team. Let's see what they can do. Wisteria gonna using his ult, and yep, no, just out heals every other ultimate in the game. Does so much damage as well. Yeah, and like I was saying, just a matter of time. Right there, I noticed deadly injections were missed. Huge part of an Alchemist's game. Right there, you have to hit those deadly injections just throughout these past couple matches. I've seen him miss probably about 70% of those. And he missed the clarities too onto Wisteria when he had Runic Shield, or when he had a debuff on himself. He'd just throw it and miss. I think he just has a little bit of the high-level game jitters, and it's getting to him a little bit. That's quite unfortunate, but it happens.